Tell Us Another One is brought to you by Mad Marco Enterprises. Show idea, concept and design by Marco Liberati. Please enjoy the show. Cheers!
Tell Us Another One, a show with tall tales, jokes and antidotes. And now please welcome your host, Marco Liberati.
Good. Thank you very much. Welcome to another exciting episode of Tell Us Another One. Thank you guys for coming out. We've got our live studio audience here. If you want to be part of a live studio audience, get on to tellusanother1@gmail.com and share your favourite joke with us and come on down and be part of the live audience and have some fun with us. I was in the city today driving along and I saw the police on the bicycles, the bicycle police. And I was looking at them and they've been around for a while, I've seen them. And I saw this one guy and I'm thinking, is that actually a position that they go for in the police department, or is that punishment for the overweight policeman? You know, like I've just had this thing happening in my head here. I saw the whole thing unfold and imagination kicked in and I thought the senior sergeants called the constable in and said, listen here constable, but we've noticed that your performance has dropped. You're way behind in your paperwork. You've gained a lot of weight and we're going to put you in the bicycle patrol. All right? So it's a 6-month trial. We're going to get you in there and hopefully this remedies the problem. Hopefully this sorts things out for you, okay? Now it's going to be tough, okay? It's going to be tough. It's going to be physically and mentally demanding, trying to keep the respect of the public while you're dressed in lycra. but good luck out there, okay? I never thought in all my years of service in the force I'd ever say the words lycra, but you wear that police uniform with pride, okay? You get out there, you get on your bike and you go out there and you do your thing, okay? Now if you're going to chase people down on that bicycle and if for some reason you're to chase them by foot, well good luck going out there with your little clucky shoes and your little penguin walk. No, let's keep it professional. I'm really sorry, I apologise for that. But you go out there and you sort yourself out. So there's your lycra uniform and there's your bike out in your bike rack and your lycra uniform. So good luck. So I wish you well. That's the end of the interview. We'll see you in 6 months' time for another performance review. So on your bike, you fat constable. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, just so you all know, I did not swear. Okay, we've kept it all clean and professional. I'm a law-abiding citizen here. Okay, I did say fat constable. Okay, just so we're all clear. Thank you very much. Now I believe it is time for our next segment. Thank you, Dan. Joke off. And joining me on stage, please welcome our guest comedian, none other than Gary Johal. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, Gary.
Thank you.
Good. Did I pronounce the name correct?
It's actually pronounced brown guy.
Brown guy. All right. I'm terribly sorry. I hope you weren't offended at all. We're all good? We're all good? All right. Cool. We're going to do a little segment called Joke Off. Do you have a couple of jokes you've prepared for us today?
Yeah, I just love that the segment. I just kept hearing jerk off and I was like, damn, why am I in that?
It's a play on words. I'm glad you picked up on that one.
Jerk off,
awesome.
not joke off.
Joke off. Later on, the name of the segment is Joke Off.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Who should kick things off? Do you want to give it a crack?
Your drill. Oh, do I start?
No, that's fine. Yeah, drill sergeant. No. Yeah.
Your drill sergeant reminded me. The other day I was on the way to a gig and I swung by Flinders Street bathrooms. Not to brag, but I was in the cubicle and in the cubicle next to mine I heard this loud grunting, and I realized someone's taking a fat shit. I don't mean to use the medical term, but it's what was happening. And then I heard a second set of manlier grunting, and the walls were slamming. And I realized 2 guys were f***ing, as you do. But I'm not a homophobe. Do whatever you want. But it was so loud and distracting. Like it made it really hard to masturbate. I got there in the end, I pulled through. It's a different kind of drill sergeant. That's mine.
There it is, there it is. All right, well, that was an appropriate joke for Joke Off. Thank you very much for sharing that with us today. Awesome, awesome. Well, hey, yeah, we don't just tell one joke on Tell Us Another One, we always follow it up and we tell you another one. So I'm going to tell you a little joke that was given to me by Robbie Galtieri from Avondale Heights. This is a little joke about Mario and Maria. So Mario and Maria, they got married and they couldn't afford a honeymoon, so they just went to their parents' house where they live. Anyway, Maria, she's upstairs with Mario. Mario takes his clothes off. He starts taking off his jacket, his shirt. She sees this. She's a virgin. She's never seen a man before naked. All of a sudden, his top's off. He's got this big hairy chest. She freaks out. She runs downstairs. Mama, Mama. Mario, he's up the stairs. He's got his hair all over the chest. She says, Maria, he's the man. The man is a hairy. Don't worry about it. He's a little bit hairier than you, so it's all right. Go upstairs and do your job. So anyway, Maria goes upstairs. Mario, he's taken his jacket off, his shirt off. He's half naked. Drops his pants. She sees his hairy legs. She freaks out. She runs downstairs. Mama, Mario, he's take off his pants. He's got legs are more hairy than the top half and the bottom half are more hairy. She says, Maria, I told you already, the man, he's hairy. Don't worry about it. Go upstairs and do your job. So anyway, Mario's upstairs. He's stark naked. Shoes, socks off, pants off. She looks down and half of his foot's missing. And she says, what's happened to your foot, Mario? He goes, oh, that was an accident back on the farm, the tractor, you know, I lost half my foot. She freaks out. She runs downstairs. She goes, Mario, Mama. I go up the stairs and Mario is completely naked. He's got 1.5 a foot down there.
That's good.
Mama says to Maria, Maria, move over. This is a job for Mama. Oh, thank you very much. And thank you, Robbie, for that joke. That's an absolute classic. So that's our joke off segment. Round of applause for Gary Johal for coming up. Awesome. Yep, all good.
Tell Us Another One, a show with tall tales, jokes and antidotes.
And welcome back to Joke Off, and joining me today is our guest comedian. Welcome to the stage, please, Justin Mclean. Righty. Mario and Maria, they get married, and they're on their honeymoon in the parents' upstairs apartment again. And Mario says to Maria, Maria, tonight we make a love all night long. Maria goes, oh no, Mario, we're not gonna do. I've got the period, the 7 days. Mannaggia Maria. So, Mario's a thinker. He's a thinker. He's like, all right, okay, Maria, hang on. Aha, I've got an idea. Maria, tonight we make a love from the back. Maria says, oh no, Mario, we're not gonna do. I've got the hemorrhoids. Mannaggia Maria. All right, okay. So Mario, he's a thinker. He's thinking. He's all right. He goes down to the kitchen. He gets a jar and a Nutella. He smears it all over the old fella. He goes upstairs and right, Maria, if you're telling me you're diabetic, we get a divorce. There we go. And now it's time for Justin to tell us another one.
Okay. This comes from one of the studio audience. There's 2 blokes in a supermarket and they're wandering around and they're obviously looking a little bit lost, right? And one bloke says to the other bloke, he says, geez, mate, you're right, you look like you can't find something. He said, yeah, I'm looking for my wife. He said, oh yeah, I'm looking for my wife too. He said, what does your wife look like? The first bloke says, well, she's about yay tall and she's blonde. She's got wavy honey blonde hair and she's got a beautiful figure. 36, 24, 36. She's very athletic. And she's wearing skin-tight pants and a lacy bodice. And he said, so what does your wife look like? The other bloke says, don't worry, mate, we'll look for yours.
That's good. So I'm on a job site. I'm working with Paul, and And he's on his phone. He gets his phone out, he has a look at it. It's like, the thing, it does the messages beep. You know, beep, beep, looks at it. He's not happy, right? Puts his phone back in his pocket. Right? 20 seconds later, phone goes off again. Beep, beep. He's not happy. He's a bit more distraught than last time. Throws it back in his pocket. 20 seconds later, again, the message goes off again. Beep, beep. He looks at it. He's verbalising this time. He says, shit, bloody hell. He's getting really upset this time. Phone, back in the pocket. 10 seconds later, again, another text message. He's really pissed off this time. He's fuming. He's turning red in the face. He's like, bloody hell, I can't believe this. Phone, back in the pocket. 10 seconds later, again, another text message. This goes on and on and on, right? Every 5-10 seconds, text message, text message. Finally, I said, Paul, what's going on, mate? Looking about to blow a fuse. What's happening? He goes, it's my girlfriend. I said, yeah. He goes, I'm really pissed off with her. He goes, what happened? He goes, we had an argument this morning. I'm going, yeah. And she was yelling at me and giving me abuse and giving me a hard time. And I said, you know what? If you've got nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. Now, this is a very old-fashioned saying. I've heard this, I think my parents might have said this one. That's an old one. I said, okay, so what's the problem? He goes, well, if you've got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. I said, yeah, so what's going on? He goes, blank text, blank text, blank text. And now it's time to tell us another one.
All right. Okay. A vet is working late. Okay, there's a knock on the door, and there's a bloke there, tears streaming down his face, and he's got his fish bowl, and his goldfish, beautiful goldfish, is just sort of floating in the bowl. It's not really moving. And the vet says, can I help you? He says, well, look at my goldfish. Something's not right. Something's not right. Can you check it out, please? So the vet examines it. And he says, mate, didn't take long. He said, mate, I've got some terrible news for you. I'm afraid your goldfish has passed away. And the bloke said, no, I love this goldfish. My mother gave me this. No. He says, no. He says, I can't. No. He says, no, I need a second opinion. And the vet said, look, mate, I'm the only one here at this time of night. There's no one here who can give you a second opinion right now, right? There's no other vets. He said, I don't care. He said, I demand a second opinion. I'm not accepting any. My goldfish is dead. The bloke said, look, the only thing I can help you with, he said, I've got my Labrador here. I can, and they're very smart dogs. If your goldfish is dead, the Labrador will know. He'll know just by the smell of it. And the bloke said, all right. So the vet holds the bowl down for the Labrador. And the Labrador sniffs it, goes, and then, howls. Okay, so the message is pretty clear. The vet says to the man, he says, mate, I'm sorry. He says, but look, even a Labrador can see that this goldfish is this goldfish is dead. It's passed away. I'm sorry, there's no easy way to say it. I'm really sorry for you, but that's the fact of the matter. The bloke said, no. He said, no, I'm not accepting it. The vet said, look, there's no other vets here. The only other thing we can do is that I've got a cat here. A cat. And the man said, yep. He said, what, you'd accept the opinion of a cat over me? Yep. Okay, so he takes the bowl over to the cat, and the cat sniffs it. Right? Clearly, this goldfish has been dead for a while. Right? Even the cat won't do it. And so the vet says to him, he says, mate, there's your proof, right? Even the cat won't touch it. It's been dead. It's passed away. I'm sorry. You're just going to have to man up and accept it. And the bloke said, all right, I'll accept it. The vet said, all right, good. He said, I've written up your bill. Here it is. And he hands it to the bloke, and the bloke says, $900. How's that worth $900? And the vet says, well, there's my consultation, there's the lab test, and the CAT scan.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our guest comedian. Thanks for joining us on our segment we like to call Joke Off.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Justin.
Now, back at the bungalow, it's interesting. It's where I grew up. It's my parents' property. It's where I grew up. So it's my childhood home. So it's really close to where I went to primary school. It's about a 5-minute walk from where I went to primary school. So at the recent federal election, I voted at my old primary school. which means I got to do something that doesn't make a difference at the place where I was first told I'll never make a difference. Which is a pretty brutal thing to hear at a parent-teacher night. But my mum has since apologised. I went to see my grandma today. Went to see grandma, and she's doing really well. She in 2 weeks she turns 97 years old. Not bad, right? I mean, hopefully. My mum asked me, "Are you coming to grandma's 97th birthday?" I said, "I am if she is." You know what I mean? Bought a present, kept the receipt, you know? Gotta be realistic, they don't call the nervous 90s for nothing. I wanted to make it, don't get weird. I'm like, go grandma, come on Pamela. But, I got my fingers crossed, and well, so does she, that's mostly the arthritis. But she's an amazing woman, my grandma. Mentally, she's really sharp, everything's still there. She still drives. Which, not well, but she still does it. Yeah, she hasn't done a head check since John Howard. Not because she physically can't, just because, Howard was her boy. You thought the world ended in 2020. The world ended for my grandma when that communist Kevin Rudd beat John Howard. That was it for her. She was like, this is over, I'm taking a few of you pricks with me. She was 82 years old. She didn't think she had another election cycle in her, right? But here we are in 2022. She told me if Albo won, she'd start driving at night again. So if you're around Mitcham after 6 p.m, be careful, because Pam's pissed, all right? Guys, you've been fun. Have a good one. Thank you very much.
So here we go. So did you hear about the bar on the moon?
What?
The drinks are out of this world, but there's not much atmosphere.
This is a joke you could tell it about that. So my old granddad, he lived with us. He lived at home with us, and he was the most cantankerous old bastard you'd ever met in your entire life, this man. I'll tell you, he died 30 years ago at the age of 92, so as you can imagine, he was in both world wars. As a matter of fact, I think he probably started both world wars. I think it just started out with him and some German bloke in a pub in Paddington. It just got out of hand, you know. But on the 50th anniversary of the Second World War, Margaret Thatcher, in her intimate wisdom, she gave all the war pensioners a £50 bonus on their pension to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the end of the Second World War. And my granddad went mental. He said, they can shove it. I don't want it. He said, it's an insult. 7 years of hell and they want to give me 50 quid. He said, they can stick it up their arse, I don't want it. And so this guy came from Social Security, knocked on the door and he goes, Mr. North, you haven't claimed your £50. He said, you can shove it around, I don't want it. He said, you can stick it up your arse. And he goes, Mrs. Thatcher's been very generous. He went, oh, generous is she? He said, well, I'll tell you what she can do. I'll tell you what you can do. You can measure from the end of my dick to my testicles and you can pay me £1 an inch. And the guy goes, oh, this will be interesting. So he starts measuring. And he goes, where's your testicles, Mr. North? He said, they're hanging on a barbed wire fence on Dunkirk Beach.
I packed a nice lunch for you both today. I know you don't like green apples, so I packed a nice pink lady apple for you. You know why? Because you're such beautiful young ladies. So come on, eat up, hurry up. We're going to be late for school. Hurry up, come on, eat up. What, you don't like stewed fruit? And now you don't like orange juice? Well, how about I make you a milkshake? Chocolate, strawberry, cherry ripe? What's with the stone faces? Fine, then I won't say anything. We can both play a stupid game. Total silence. Let's see how you like it. And don't even think about me taking you to McDonald's.
Seriously, Dad? You're playing with my dolls again? Grow up.
You're such a loser.
Are we still going to McDonald's today?
Keep practicing.
How about I take you to Hungry Jack's?
Tell us another one. A show with tall tales, jokes and antidotes.
And joining me on Joke Off is our guest comedian today. Please welcome to the stage, Pradeepa Timmermans.
Hi Marco.
Hello and welcome.
Thank you.
So I've got a couple of viewer jokes that have been sent in. So
Yep.
I'll read a couple of viewer jokes, and you've got a couple of jokes you want to share with us as well.
Yep.
So let's do a couple of jokes. Let's have a joke off, shall we? Do you want to start?
Sure.
Carry on.
I've got a few jokes back from the 80s. I'm not very good at old jokes, but I remember some that my auntie used to tell me. How do you get 4 elephants into a mini?
Cool. How do you get 4 elephants into a mini?
2 in the front, 2 in the back. How do you hide elephants in a strawberry patch?
How do you hide elephants in a strawberry patch?
Colour their toenails red.
Fantastic.
I know.
That's good. There was an elephant joke I remember. It was, how do you eat an elephant?
How do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time. We've got a viewer joke, and for this viewer joke, we also have a sound effect. Let's see if we can get this working. I'm not very tech savvy. I am an old bloke and I'm not a millennial, so here we go. So this joke here starts off with a little bit of fanfare. Here we go. Oh, this was done by Penny Kasunas in Springvale. Thanks for sending this one in. I'm going to add a little bit of a dimension to it. So here we go. As I said, I'm not very tech savvy. Let's try that one more time. Okay, and I've got it. Okay. Once there were empires run by emperors. Then there were kingdoms run by kings. Now there are countries run... thank you very much. And hey, on this joke show we tell you a joke and we tell you another one. Take it away.
All right. Well, that same auntie that told me those jokes from before was an air hostess back in the 70s. And one time she had a very troublesome passenger on the plane, giving her a lot of grief. And at some point he got on his high horse and he said to her, "Madam, do you know who I am?" And she turned around to the whole plane and she said, "Excuse me, does anybody know who this man is? He seems to have forgotten his name."
So this was there's 2 old guys and they've been playing chess for years. Every Wednesday night, Barry goes over to Bill's place and they play chess. And Barry's been noticing that Bill's sort of losing his memory lately. He's not as sharp as he used to be. He keeps forgetting things. And even the names of the pieces. He's been forgetting the names of the pieces and he's letting things slip. He's forgotten dates, names, people. He's gone, oh, this is not good. And then one day he rocks up, they have a game Wednesday. The next Wednesday he comes over and all of a sudden, sharp as a tack. He's firing off, oh, how's the kids? Oh, you had an anniversary last week. Oh, how about your daughter? Had a birthday. Fantastic, how did that go? Oh, and the grandson, how old's he now? 6 months? Bang, he's just sharp as a tack. He's like, this is amazing. How did you learn? What have you done? What's changed? He goes, oh, I've done a memory course. He goes, wow, what's it called? He goes, hang on a second, I'll just do a bit of word association. No, bear with me, hang on. What's the name of that long-stemmed flower that's got thorns on them, traditionally red? He goes, oh, a rose? He goes, that's it. He goes, hang on a second. Hey, Rose, what's the name of that course I done? All right, I think that takes us to the end of Joke Off. So have a round of applause for Pradeepa for coming out and performing for us. So this is where you guys need to chime in. I'm going to obviously say knock knock, and you guys are going to say... Who's there? Oh, there we go. You guys are nailed it. This is awesome. So first of all, knock knock. Who's there? Al. Hello. I'll be seeing you in the next episode of Tell Us Another One. Okay, so knock knock. Who's there? Don't forget to tell your friends about Tell Us Another One, a new joke show on Channel 31. Okay, you see where this is going, don't you? Yeah. All right, let's change it up a little bit, shall we? Knock knock. Who's there? Wire. Why? Why are you still here? Go and tell your friends about Tell Us Another One. That's enough. I think 3 is enough. Okay, we'll stop there. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome to the stage Justin Mclean.
Thanks, Marco.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause for Marco, the man who's put all this together. Lovely. Yeah. And here we are in sunny Dandenong, which is nice. Don't you leave your drinks unattended. No, because I tried it and no one put any drugs in them for me, so disappointing. I'm not knocking Dandenong. I mean, where I am, we got weird stuff going on. We got all these great big gum trees where I live, right? And they're all full of possums. Have you guys heard these things? Like every night they're like, as they make their little cappuccinos and shit. They think they're fancy, I think, yeah. Yeah, it's not bad, it's not bad. I see we've got a lot of couples in the audience, which is very nice, yeah. Funny thing about being a couple, did you notice that like when you first started going out together, everything was so perfect, and it's only when you move in with someone that you find out about all their funny little habits? Like my wife, when she's doing the washing, she won't put socks in the same load as underwear. I just throw them all in together. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I get athlete's dick. I don't know, it sounds like something she should like, doesn't it? You know, if she's lucky, I'll get the Matt Shevington or something, you know? Yeah, anyway, yeah, it's nice here, and this being Melbourne, of course, this is winter and we've got footy going on. I don't know if you're all big footy fans. Yeah. Well, I must admit, I'm not a huge footy fan, although I still think it's way better than all of the other football codes. Like, it's way better than soccer and it's way better than gridiron and stuff. But I do think, and this is controversial, I do think the AFL have actually done a pretty good job. Right? I know, controversial, right? But if you think about it, if you look at, we've got like 2 teams in Sydney, we've got 2 teams in Brisbane, we've got 2 teams in Perth, 2 teams in Adelaide, right? We've got, what, about 9 teams in Melbourne or something, right? But they've spread the game out around the country really well, and they beat rugby league to it, which I think is great. And it is hard for them. I mean, they've still got too many teams in Melbourne, but they can't move some of them. It's difficult. I get what they're dealing with. Like, you know, so they wanted to move Essendon to Darwin. Well, they don't like bombers in Darwin, right? It's a long time since they've had them. It's World War II, but they still don't like bombers in Darwin. I'm telling you, you know. It's not like you can move Richmond down to Hobart because they've got no idea how to look after tigers in Tasmania. Clearly, and you can't send St Kilda up to Canberra, can you? Because we all know there's no friggin' saints in Canberra. Yeah. Speaking of that, politics. Oh God, we've just had an election, of course, which is probably a relief for a lot of people. I don't know. I tend to think if democracy was as good as we all pretend it is, then the Chinese would have copied it years ago. You know, and they'd be doing it better than we ever have. I don't know. I mean, it seems to me the whole idea of having politicians fly around Australia before the election and they shake hands and they kiss babies and they make promises they're never going to keep, right? And then we've got to choose from them. Seems, why don't we just get a whole heap of our best and brightest kids at uni and give them the best possible education in politics, economics, geography, science, all of this stuff, so that they can be really well educated and make awesome decisions that work really well. Like, to me, that seems logical. Instead, what we do, why don't we just take all the politicians and lock them in Parliament House, right? And we put a TV camera in every room, and we just watch them on TV and vote one out every Sunday night until there's only one left. Makes just as much sense as anything else, if you ask me. Yeah. I mentioned before that, I'm married, and my wife recently had her 40th birthday. And you girls can be funny about these sort of birthdays, can't you? You don't always look forward to these sort of milestones. And she wasn't, to be honest. And I said to her, no, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I've never slept with a woman that old. Yeah, that was 3 months ago. I still haven't. I'm Justin Mclean. Thank you very much. I'm going to welcome Marco back to the stage. Give him a huge round of applause. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Mclean. All right. And while we're at it, how about a round of applause? Keep it going for Stephen Paul from Sure Shot Productions and the bar staff here at the Dandenong Club. Thank you guys very much for coming out, supporting live comedy. You guys have been awesome. And also don't forget we're supporting Heart Kids Children's Charity, and if you guys could kindly give a donation at the end of the night, that'd be much appreciated. So thank you guys for coming out. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you, good night, and remember, be good and good things happen.